People think the biggest mistakes in life happen overnight. Mine didn't. Mine happened little by little. One decision after another. One heartbreak after another. One tear after another. Before I turned 30, I thought I was already behind in life. While many of my mates had graduated, built careers, gotten married, and started families, I was just finding my place in the university. So, I told myself, if I'm going to be here, I'll give it everything. I buried myself in my books. I studied harder than anyone else. My classmates admired me. Some depended on me during tests and exams. People saw a confident young woman. But inside, I constantly felt like I wasn't enough. The only place I found peace was in my books. Then, I met him. For the first time in a long time, I felt seen, I felt loved, I felt safe. I trusted him with my heart. I gave him the one gift I had guarded for 29 years. Not because I stopped believing in purity, but because I believed I had finally found the man who truly loved me. Part of me was also tired of constantly defending myself. For years, my mother never believed me whenever I told her I had never been with a man, no matter what I said. The suspicion never stopped. Slowly, that pain settled deep inside me. I began to wonder, what am I protecting if no one believes me anyway? So I let my guard down. I thought love would finally silence the loneliness inside me. Instead, he disappeared. My calls went unanswered. My messages were ignored. No explanation, no goodbye. Just silence! I cried until I thought there were no tears left. But heartbreak didn't make me run toward God. It pushed me further away. I started drinking, not because I loved alcohol, but because I wanted a few hours where my heart didn't hurt. I surrounded myself with people who helped me forget, at least for one night. One night became many nights. One bad decision led to another. I looked for love in places where love never lived. I searched for healing in people who were just as broken as I was. Each relationship left me emptier than the one before. Every morning I looked into the mirror. I barely recognized the woman staring back at me. One day, I became tired. Not tired of life, tired of pretending I was okay. I walked into church carrying guilt, shame, disappointment, and questions. I expected condemnation. Instead, I found mercy. That day, I prayed the simplest prayer of my life. God, if you can still love someone like me, please don't give up on me. And he didn't. Healing wasn't instant. Some days I still cried. Some days I still remembered. Some days I still blamed myself. But little by little, God was rebuilding the woman I thought I had destroyed. Then one day, I received news that the first man I had ever loved had died after a brief illness. I cried again, not because we were together, but because there would never be answers. Never another conversation. Never a chance to ask why. Grief has a way of reopening wounds you thought had healed. But this time, I wasn't grieving alone. God walked with me through every tear. As my 30th birthday drew near, I looked back at the woman I had been, the girl who believed one mistake had ruined her future, the girl who thought God had finished with her. She was wrong, because God's grace was writing a new chapter. Today, if I could speak to that 29-year-old woman, I would hold her hand and say, your worst season is not your final chapter. Your mistakes do not define your worth, and God's mercy is still reaching for you. Before I turned 30, I lost my way, but by God's grace, I found my way home.